Hello everyone, and welcome to my The Bold Fans channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Hope Logan is in serious peril. Although Hope Logan has always been a hopeless romantic on The Bold and the Beautiful, she definitely ought to have refrained from commenting on this particular love triangle. At this rate, Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes are likely to start dating next week, and naive Sheila Carter is determined to keep her marriage intact. When Sheila, Deacon's wife, finds out that Hope has been urging her father to leave her and ride off into the sunset with his psychiatrist, how will she respond? Hope Logan startled her father's therapist last week on the CBS soap opera by showing up at Taylor Hayes' office to talk about their relationship. A normal daughter would likely be shocked to learn that her father was considering divorcing his wife and falling in love with his doctor. However, Hope is ecstatic, and for obvious reasons. When your father is wed to Sheila Carter, everyone is upgraded. However, when Hope mentioned her relationship with her patient Deacon, Taylor continued to try to be evasive. Hope expressed her desire for the two of them to be together and pleaded with Taylor to give her father another chance. Hope would now support any mistress in order to free her father from Sheila's grasp. Sheila Carter is shocked by betrayal. She lives in a delusional world where she believes she has a relationship with her stepchildren, Hope and Deke Sharp, and that her marriage is still intact. In actuality, Deacon is frantic to find a way out, and his children are eager for their stepmother to leave. Sheila will be in just as much danger as the couple if she discovers that Hope urged Taylor to kidnap her husband behind her back. Sheila has made a special effort to make amends and build a relationship with Deacon's children. When Hope declined to invite her to the wedding, she was upset. However, this is even worse. Do you believe Hope Logan is in danger? How is Sheila going to keep her stepdaughter quiet and preserve her marriage? Monday, January 26. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful include Dylan's sinful move, 2 sinful kisses, and a surprise in San Francisco. There are spoilers for Monday, January 26, 2026 on The Bold and the Beautiful. Steffy Forrester Finnegan's visit to San Francisco is anticipated by fans. In the meantime, four characters share 2 forbidden kisses. Joy of Brooke Logan Forrester. Recently, Katie Logan Spencer's use of the Logan name has caused Brooke Logan Forrester distress. But when she sees RJ Forrester smiling, she will feel a little happier. It seems as though he never left, according to the blonde. But it's possible that RJ has changed since then. Electra Forrester has some news on Steffy Forrester Finnegan's change of plans. Fans are aware that Electra and Ivy Forrester were scheduled to travel to San Francisco. Dylan is essentially confined at Electra's condo while she is away. Ivy makes the last-minute decision not to go for some reason. Steffy will therefore take her place. It appears that Electra is quite eager for Steffy to accompany her on the trip. According to previews for the upcoming episode of Deacon Sharp's Kiss the Bold and the Beautiful, Deacon Sharp is obsessed with Taylor Hayes. Deacon and Taylor will kiss passionately despite their best efforts to act appropriately. Sheila Carter Sharp will eventually discover the truth. Sheila's suffering will worsen the longer Deacon's affair is concealed. Dylan's sinful move. Despite Dylan's assurances that she would behave, she refuses. Will Spencer and Dylan appear to be on the verge of kissing? Electra won't know what's actually happening back home while she travels to San Francisco. Ivy Forrester's moral conundrum. Nevertheless, Ivy just so happens to glance out the window and witness Will and Dylan almost kissing. There's a good chance Dylan or Will back out at the last minute. Ivy might overlook that, though, and draw some risky conclusions. Ivy retreats and fails to notice if their lips come into contact. But Ivy can find herself in a very difficult moral situation as a result. Will she share what she's seen with Electra or keep it a secret? Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Electra returns home to chaos after Ivy reveals Will and Dylan's cheating scandal. According to previews on The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra Forrester might return home to chaos if Ivy Forrester leaks Will Spencer and Dylan's infidelity scandal. Electra will learn that her travel companion for her trip to San Francisco will be different during the week of January 26 to 30th. Electra will be traveling out of town with Steffy Forrester Finnegan rather of going there with Ivy. Ivy is obviously worried about Dylan being by himself with Will at his beach property while she stays in Los Angeles. For this reason, Ivy may decide to follow up with Will to make sure he is remaining faithful to her niece. However, Elektra has her own concerns about Dylan and may ask Ivy to keep an eye on things instead. Elektra could feel more at ease knowing that Ivy will stop by to check if Dylan is following the rules. In any case, according to B&B spoilers, Ivy will get a hard time when she shows up outside Will's window. By then, Dylan will be in Will's lap, and she will undoubtedly appear to want to kiss him. Naturally, when Ivy appears at this precise moment, she won't have the complete picture. Will might urge Dylan to use his living room as a dance studio, or something similar, as it appears that she will be wearing ballet slippers. Elektra would undoubtedly object to this dance practice situation as well, as she became enraged over Dylan sharing lunch with Will. While Elektra is away, Dylan is strictly instructed to stay in her assigned area and stay away from Will. To put it another way, even though Dylan may not have meant to go too far with Will, she will still be breaking her pledge by placing herself in this situation. In any event, it seems Dylan will fall and land in Will's lap rather than do so on purpose. Ivy will see that the two are staring at each other intently, but will they really lean in to share a kiss? In any case, Ivy might conclude that some infidelity is occurring based just on this lap drama. Ivy will undoubtedly brag to Elektra when she returns from her vacation, even if she doesn't stay to see more. Will this make Elektra so enraged that she decides to dump Will? Will Elektra just insist that Will expel Dylan instead? Will might attempt to clarify that it was a miscommunication, but Elektra probably won't accept that. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Elektra will experience some homecoming drama as a result of Ivy's finding. Stay tuned to see her inform Elektra on some shocking news. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Morgan Fairchild is back as Dottie in Steffi and Elektra's jewelry pitch. According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Morgan Fairchild will reprise her role as Dottie for Steffi Forrester Finnegan and Elektra Forrester's ring proposal. Steffi will inform Elektra that there has been a change in plans, and that she will now accompany her to San Francisco in Ivy Forrester's place for the week of January 26th to 20th. Given that Morgan Fairchild will reprise her role from 2009, Dottie might be somewhat to blame. Steffi could believe it would be ideal if Stephanie's grandchild participated in the upcoming jewelry pitch, because wealthy socialite Dottie used to know Stephanie Forrester years ago. As Steffi and Elektra introduce some new designs, it might assist personalize the relationship. Joseph, Dottie's assistant, will accompany her while she tries on some jewelry. Along with Dottie, Joseph might approve of some new styles. Ideally, Dottie will adore these Forrester pieces. Naturally, Morgan Fairchild also occasionally appears on General Hospital as Haven de Haviland, the host of a shopping channel. On the Home and Heart set, Haven has a reputation for being a bit of a snob. Fairchild will now return to B&B for Dottie's most recent run. This will undoubtedly be an example of how the CBS serial opera occasionally pulls in big-name guest performers to change things up. Steffi and Elektra might soon have something to celebrate if Dottie accepts the necklace that is being offered to her. If this meeting and any others go smoothly, it's easy to see Elektra and Steffi congratulating themselves. Regretfully, there will be difficulties when Elektra and Steffi return to Los Angeles. After this journey to San Francisco is over, Steffi and Elektra will become entangled in a fresh drama in Los Angeles. Stay in for updates on any major obstacles, as teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that Elektra and Steffi will receive unpleasant news at home. B&B spoilers. Will and Dylan play while Elektra is away. While Elektra Forrester was at work this week, Will Spencer and Ms. Dylan had some one-on-one time on The Bold and the Beautiful. Will prepared dinner for his roommate, going above and above for a landlord. According to spoilers, Dylan will steal numerous moments with Elektra's lover, starting with that one. Next month is Valentine's Day, and there is very little chance that Will Spencer and Elektra Forrester will still be together. Here are the upcoming events on B&B. Will Spencer and Dylan exchange sparks? Spoilers for Bold and the Beautiful suggest that Dylan and Will's adorable supper was only the start of their budding friendship. We all have eyes, Dylan, but the homeless art instructor will keep deceiving Elektra and telling her that she isn't attempting to take her boyfriend. She will spend considerably more time with Will once she begins working at Forrester Creations. It won't be long before Elektra Forrester returns early to the beach house and finds Will and Dylan in a precarious situation. Even Elektra's own Aunt Ivy Forrester attempted to alert her about the impending problems. Will currently spends more time with Dylan than Elektra because she lives and works with her boyfriend. In one way or another, Dylan seems to have a darker side that hasn't yet been fully shown. There are rumors that the newbie isn't as kind and naive as she seems to be. Will Spencer's roommate could take advantage of a circumstance to give Elektra the impression that there is more going on between them than there actually is, thus straining their relationship. Do you believe Will have an affair with Dylan? Or will the homeless art instructor separate the pair so she may have Will Spencer to herself? Dylan's silent invasion of Will's life. Dylan is folding Will's laundry back at the beach house, preparing dinner for him, hanging around with him at night, hearing about his issues. His jokes made me laugh. After that, she observes him dozing off. Not in a spooky, obvious way. In a subtle, lingering, possessive manner. The viewer recognizes that Dylan is no longer seeking refuge as he declares, "This is where I belong." For Will, she is staying. The episode's emotional focal point is Deacon and Taylor's shared fantasy, which is the most unsettling parallel. He imagines entering Taylor's office at Deacon's house, expressing his emotions, expressing his desire for a future with her, giving her a kiss, clutching her. At the same moment, Taylor is picturing the same thing at her workplace. The same instant, the same admission, the same kiss, the same want. Two different minds, one common daydream. It's not a coincidence. This is emotional alignment at the soul level. Furthermore, even though the connection hasn't yet materialized, it is already genuine in soap opera narratives. Why this is racier than a real relationship. Physical relationships blow up fast. They are found, confronted, exposed. Emotional matters? Everything progressively rots. Taylor and Deacon haven't physically crossed the line. However, on an emotional level, in their thoughts they already coexist. This implies that Sheila won't simply feel deceived when she eventually finds out. She will experience a sense of replacement. Sheila Carter's biggest fear is being replaced. The psychological truth. Deacon is already dead. Deacon might still be residing with Sheila. However, psychologically, Taylor is with him. He's picturing her, contemplating her, yearning for her. I'm dreaming about her. The opposite is also true. Taylor is drawn to more than simply Deacon. She envisions a life with him. This implies that the relationship is no longer hypothetical. It is unavoidable. Who gets hurt first is the only question remaining. Because someone does it every time. Will it be Sheila learning the truth and losing her temper? Is Steffi witnessing a genuine moment between Deacon and Taylor? Is Hope aware that she has put her father in danger? Is Elektra aware that Dylan has taken her place emotionally? Will he come to the realization that he has strayed into an irreversible situation? Or everything mentioned above? Ultimately, this plot isn't about romance. It's a countdown rather than a love story. It has to do with pressure. Fear exerts pressure. Guilt. Wish. Repression. Isolation on an emotional level. Additionally, pressure always blows up. Taylor and Deacon are not pursuing happiness. Sheila Carter is inadvertently igniting the fuse as they stand hand in hand in the heart of a psychological minefield. What's the scariest part? Both of them are already aware of it. They are unable to quit picturing what it would be like to ignore it. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor Hayes is playing with fire, and she might lose everything. According to spoilers, Taylor Hayes is perched on a professional precipice. What's most shocking isn't that she might fall, but rather that she doesn't even appear to be aware of how close she is to losing everything. Because Taylor isn't merely skirting moral boundaries at this point. She is deleting them. Taylor is no longer functioning as a mental health professional due to her emotional involvement with Deacon Sharp, her severely degraded duty as his therapist, and her increasingly manipulative dealings with Sheila Carter. She is acting as a participant. Furthermore, a warning, a slap on the wrist, or a harsh discussion would not be appropriate in the real world for what Taylor is doing. Her medical license would be suspended immediately, investigated, and probably permanently revoked as a result. But in the world of Bold and the Beautiful, could lead to something far worse. The main issue is that Taylor is both a therapist and a romantic interest. Let's remove the dramatic music, the romantic framing, and the soap opera dialogue. In reality, Taylor Hayes is a licensed psychiatrist. Her patient is Deacon Sharp. Taylor has a strong emotional bond with Deacon. Taylor is eagerly daydreaming about dating him. Deacon has a strong emotional bond with Taylor. Sheila Carter is receiving advice from Taylor over a man that she herself desires. There is no gray area here. In the practice of mental health, this is among the most grave ethical transgressions. We refer to it as dual relationship exploitation. In real life, it's also one of the quickest ways for a therapist to lose their job. The ethical reality. This would immediately end a career. Taylor would be tagged for emotional boundary violations in any actual psychiatric board assessment. Countertransference in romance. Conflict of interest. Manipulation of two roles. Coercion based on feelings. Not sending the patient to a different provider. Failure to reveal weakened objectivity. Attending therapy with someone she is personally interested in. And we haven't even reached Sheila yet. Because Sheila brings a whole new level of professional catastrophe. Gaslighting in a clinical setting. Taylor is adamant that she is not Sheila's therapist. She informs Sheila that she is unable to stop by. She informs her that she is unable to talk about Deacon's sessions. She informs her that boundaries are necessary. She then acts in the other way though. She pays attention. She gives advice. She provides emotional support. She expresses her opinions. She frames Sheila's actions in terms of psychology. She presents herself as an authority on morality. This is classic gaslighting using therapeutic framing. While covertly having an emotional stake in the result, Taylor is influencing Sheila's emotional choices through the use of clinical language, professional demeanor, and psychiatric authority. This indicates that Sheila is not speaking with an impartial expert. She is engaging with a prejudiced rival. And in terms of mental health care, that is among the most unethical situations. Steffi hears Hope during Deacon's hot date pitch to Taylor. After Steffi Forrester Finnegan heard Hope Logan Spencer defying her position, Deacon Sharp made a seductive date proposal to Taylor Hayes. On Friday's B&B episode, Steffi returned home to the Cliff House and surreptitiously heard Hope shove Taylor toward Deacon. Later, Steffi confronted Hope at Forrester Creations since she was acting contrary to what they had discussed. Instead of attempting to bring their parents closer together, Hope was meant to assist Steffi in driving them apart. But after all the drama with Ridge Forrester, Hope believed Taylor should be happy, and she argued Deacon was a decent man who should also be happy. If Deacon wanted to divorce Sheila Sharp, Steffi was okay with it, but she cautioned him that he would have to pick a woman other than Taylor. Steffi would have to sleep in the bed that Deacon had built with eight-toed Sheila. Sheila appeared as John Finnegan was waiting to pick up his order at Il Giardino, despite his best efforts to avoid her. Finn was uneasy because Sheila kept talking about how Taylor had saved her marriage. They acknowledged that their daughters had visited them when Deacon returned to the Cliff home to see Taylor. Hope believed that Taylor was a better fit for Deacon than Sheila, despite Steffi's strong opposition to their developing relationship. Given his own concerns, Deacon understood Steffi's desire to keep Taylor safe. Before Deacon showered her with praise, Taylor pretended to be capable of taking care of herself. Eventually, Deacon taunted Taylor about going on a romantic lunch date and proposed they get together without her charging him. Taylor was cautious, but as Deacon drew nearer to her and praised her beauty, she melted into his touch. She updated Will Spencer on the situation at Logan when they were at his beach property. Katie also commended Will for showing such empathy and providing Dylan with a place to stay. Elektra refused to let Dylan continue eating with Will alone at the Forrester Design office. Dylan apologized twice for upsetting Elektra and made an effort to explain. Dylan intended to continue her job search and find a place of her own, even after Elektra acknowledged that the Forrester post probably wouldn't work out. Meanwhile, Elektra explained that she would be traveling to San Francisco on business, and that Dylan was expected to abide by the rules while she was away. As they attempted to get past this setback, Dylan reassured him that it wouldn't be an issue and gave him a hug. Although Elektra maintained that she wasn't typically envious, she made references to the unique situation and her desire to avoid being deceived by a friend. Understanding, Dylan gave Elektra another hug, but she appeared a little uncomfortable looking over Elektra's shoulder. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Dylan and Elektra's friendship might soon dissolve, so keep an eye out for any updates.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.